We are going to be checking out a matchup here between Dota Team and Team Unique. Meanwhile, what is that? Solo able to get in behind enemy lines there and take down Slayer's courier, so nice little bit of extra money. Me and King R will be able to find the kill onto Big Num. Ramsey's able to pick up an assist, and Dota Team will be drawing first blood there, as 3 of the 4 have now gone to Dota Team, and it looks like they should be getting the 4th here if Solo decides to stop for it. He will do so. It might cost him his life at this point, though, but oh, Solo. Not going to be able to get away. That one final hit in from Slayer, kind of static over the next few minutes. And while he's static, his opponents will not be. Big Num is going to make his way mid, going for the Hex into the Earth Spike. Pikachu just throws out every single Remnant that he had there to get that kill, but the damage from the Remnants will be enough. FN gets taken down. And now Team Unique are going to be looking to press this advantage. Pikachu smoking up with Big Num. They're going to spot out Solo in the jungle, and there is no way that the Shadow Demon gets himself out of that one. Might have been able to try to deny himself, but not really going to work out in his favor. He will be taken down. Ograda, meanwhile, looking to TP out, but those Searing Chains will cancel the TP. Pikachu is able to set up Slayer for the kill. The Glyph is going to be deployed defensively, so that does slightly slow them down, but they should still be getting this. They've got the Siege Creep here to help them out as well, but while that push is happening, there is also a bit of a fight developing in the middle lane. Pikachu has got himself into a little bit of trouble, going to be forced to jump away with that Remnant. Ghostic, meanwhile, was sort of rolling his way through with that Rolling Thunder, but now he has nowhere left to go. He's going to get trapped up inside of the arena. FN throws out the stun, but doesn't really need to connect. Question is, where do they go? They're spotting out Slayer here. The Fortune's End will come through. The Gush actually going to be there as well, so Death Prophet not actually able to get away from this. We'll throw down the Silence. It's going to prevent FN from going for that Spear, but once the Silence wears off, they'll go right in for it. Dropping that Eul Scepter into the Spear stun, stunning up Slayer. If the Phantom Lancer sort of builds himself up and gets to that tanky state even earlier than you would usually expect, that could potentially turn teamfights in Dota Team's favor. Speaking of fights, though, Ograda getting himself into a little bit of trouble, trying to preserve enough mana here for the Ravage, but he's currently silenced up, so he's not going to be able to go for it just yet, but the Silence will wear off. The Ravage will be deployed. Pikachu, well, he wasn't really hit by that, I don't think. He was sort of still in transit there, so not going to be taken down, able to jump himself away to the Remnant, but Ramzes is still pushing his way forward, jumping into this fight, looking to dish out as much damage as possible, as the arena will be thrown down. Palantimos is going to get locked in, but that Reincarnation is going to get him right back into the fight, and at this point, this fight is going pretty damn horribly for the side of Dota Team. Ramzes just has to try and get himself away, jumping up onto the high ground, but he's not going to be able to make it out of there entirely, as Palantimos will find the kill. Solo will be taken down further to the south. Dota Team just have to buy him that time, but Team Unique are looking to sort of group up and push out for a fight before Ramzes is going to be able to finish off that item, and they're going to get their fight. The arena will be dropped down here by the Mars. I don't really know if this was the best idea, though, but Ograda is going to work with it. Going in with that Ravage, they take down Big Num, but they need to get really so much more than that. FN, well, dropped low, but he is going to be able to get himself out of there thanks to the False Promise, but his teammates may not be quite as fortunate. Ograda is dropping low. Will he be able to get himself out? Yes, he will. The Blink will come back up off cooldown, and he will jump himself out of there. Meanwhile, look at that. Ramzes just charging his way in there with the Phantom Rush. Will be able to burn through the Aegis, but that Ember Spirit is coming back up with full HP and mana. So, well, Dota Team do have to be a little bit careful, but Solo was able to throw out that Soul Catcher, so considering just how aggressively Dota Team sort of pushed out against them. Speaking of aggressive, though, holy crap, Pikachu just going to charge his way forward, popping the BKB, looking to jump in onto the Mars right away, as Big Num will hit him up with that Finger of Death. FN dead, King R taken out as well. So, well, Dota Team thought that they had sort of won that first fight and that their opponents weren't really going to look to push back in onto him. That assumption proves to be horribly incorrect, as Team Unique respawn with their heroes and immediately push back in for a secondary engagement. So, I suppose you could be basically assuming that 3 farmed cores on your side are going to be more useful than just the 1 farmed PL on the other side, and technically speaking, there is some merit to that statement, but I think you would rather not deal with the farmed PL at all, as the Mars tries to push forward. FN goes for the arena into the Spear Stump, but the Ember will be able to drop that BKB, and now, oh god, FN just completely annihilated. They're going to be losing King R here as well, and now Solo has been caught out too, as he is going to get jumped in on, but the Ravage will be deployed. That's going to allow them to take down the Ember Spirit, so they do get that first kill, but now Ramzes is looking for a little bit more. He is pretty damn tanky here. SNY has been completed, but he is surrounded by enemy heroes, and you are not tanky enough to deal with that. 4 heroes in on him. The Ember Spirit even bought back and jumped back in with the Remnant to help pick up that kill, as Ramzes will be taken down. Ograda falling, King R dead for a second time, as his buyback will be expended, and at this point, Dota Team just get completely wiped out. They're going to give this another go. Starting to group up in the top lane. What is left for them to claim, though? an entire lane of racks. So they got the tier 3 tower. Need a little bit more than that, though. As they will slowly but surely try to work their way in here. So this is not exactly the fastest or most convincing push in the world, but they're going to try and get this done, pushing onto the ranged racks first, as Palantimos will make his way forward. Now going for the stun onto Nongrata, but the Track and Shell is going to be removing that debuff, so not really going to be able to push any further than that, but they do get the ranged racks. So really, the objective focus is here right now for the side of Team Unique. Nongrata, though, in some trouble, going to get hit up by the silence. He will be able to pop that barrier, though, and now here comes FN on the backline, dropping down the Arena of Blood as they will take out Bignum, but they're going to need more. Palantimos will be hit up as well, but the reincarnation is going to get him back into the fight, and while he respawns, the rolling boulder from Ghostic is going to get them into the middle of that engagement. As they take down both Solo and FN, Palantimos will pick up the double kill. Now the PL is in some trouble further to the west, trying to hide himself in the tree line. Looks like he is going to be able to get himself away, at least for now. But this is a very sort of defensive measure, trying to fall back. Nongrata, though, blinks forward, goes in for the Ravage. They're hoping to bring down Slayer, trying to get that Exorcism out of the fight, but they don't actually have the damage to do so, and now Ramzes is dropping low. Gonna have to be saved by the False Promise, as he will make his way back to the fountain. That should be enough to heal him up here. Or maybe not, he's actually just gonna go back for the purposes of grabbing a salve, so not even willing to fall all the way back, but that may be a bit of an overextension. He's trying to go back in here, but he doesn't really have a whole lot in the way of backup. Able to use the Doppelganger, though, to dodge out that Wraithfire Blast, and he will go back in. Dropping the Spear onto Palantimos. At this point, though, if you're Team Unique, there are no longer any racks here for them to go for, so they really don't need to stick around. Well, there's a chance. What is going on here, though? Nongrata actually sort of breaking up that smoke play. Unfortunately, it's not going to matter. Jesus. As FN, yeah, that's not where you want to be. He's going to have to try and get himself out of here, but Pikachu has a BKB. Okay, that would be an interesting one. He hasn't passed it off to a teammate, so I assume that is going to be the play for them. Speaking of making plays, though, what is this? Nongrata, that is way too far out, dude. You cannot afford to be out there knowing that the other side have Aegis Cheese and the Refresher and are going to be looking for the fight. As Nongrata will be forced to buy back. Glyph is going to be deployed here as well. So at this stage, Dota team sort of realizing this could very well be their last stand. They're going to try and make the most of the opportunity as they will push in on to the Wraith King first. Not able to bring him down just yet. And now that, oh my god, that PL, he's just getting absolutely annihilated. Can he get himself out of here? He's going to try to get away with the Doppel. Will be saved, though, by that False Promise, but the rest of his team is just getting absolutely destroyed around him. King R and Nongrata are both dead. Solo will fall as well. FN is going to get cleaned up as well. And the Phantom Lancer will be the sole survivor, and at this point, yeah, they know. There's nothing more that can be done. The GG will be called, and Team Unique, 30-6 is the final kill score. And Team Unique will instead go for the Kunkka with their final pick, while Dota team will pick up the Ember Spirit. We do see Nongrata backing himself away. Meanwhile, what is going on in the river? Pikachu and Bignum, well, they're hunting down King R. That's what's happening as they go in with the Ghost Ship, able to make the connection as King R will be taken down. Well, I do want to point out, this is kind of the exact same scenario that we saw in Dota team's favor in Game 1. They had gotten out to an early lead in terms of those last hits, but that lead quickly sort of ran out on them, and now Palantimos is in some trouble down bot. He was able to avoid the initial jump in onto him with those wand charges, but with FN getting involved, this is just Slayer on the Death Prophet that they would be going for, or maybe not. Looking like a bit more than that as the Ember Spirit will get jumped in on. Silenced up, hit by the Torrent into the Ghost Ship. He is dropping low. The Static Storm, though, will be deployed defensively, but it's still not enough. FN already taken down. Ramzes, though, will push his way forward, activating that, activating the Stone Gaze. Will it be enough to get the Kunkka? Not just yet, but the Glimpse will pull him back into the fight, and that will allow them to get the kill. Bignum, meanwhile, coming in with the Finger of Death. That's going to drop the Medusa low. Ramzes will be taken down. King R falling as well. And now it's pretty much just down to the Mars to try and get some sort of retaliatory kill, as he will take Bignum out. Ghostic, meanwhile, falls to Solo a little bit further to the southeast, but that does not help Nongrata with his problem here, as he is still on the run. The Exorcism Spirits, though, not actually able to find the kill, but Palantimos will continue chasing. Going in with the Doppelganger into the Phantom Rush. Nongrata, though, still not dead, and at this point, FN is actually going to be respawning and getting back into the fight. So Palantimos is going to have to try and get himself out of here. He does have some wand charges to work with, though, so he is going to be able to buy a little bit of time for himself. That should be long enough for the Doppelganger to come back off cooldown. Can he actually get far enough away, though? He's going to try and make it out. Phantom rushing over to the camp. Bignum, meanwhile, TPing in, going for the stun. Missing with said stun, though. And FN will continue to chase, but now the Hex will come in. FN still can't chase down this kill, so instead, they're going to turn their attention over to that pesky Lion. They do manage to finish him off. They should be very much aware of the fact that that early sort of laning stage lead can be thrown away here, as the competing smokes will, well, pretty much go right into each other. Silence comes out into the X, into the Ghost Ship. FN not going to actually die. He will be saved here, able to fall back. His teammate, though, not so lucky. Solo will be taken down, but he's going to be the only casualty here so far. What else can they get, though? And Mars going to get hit up by the X marks the spot. Connected with the Torrent as well as the Blood Right. So really, that Mars had nowhere to go. He was just trapped. And meanwhile, what is going on here? A bit of a push being put together in the middle lane. All 5 members of Dota team making their way onto the tier 1 tower. Will they be able to bring it down, though, as of right now? Well, not really. The Medusa, he's going to try to fall back, but the X will catch him out. Ramzes hit up by the Torrent now as well. The mana actually being drained away by the Lion, but now that's a problem. The Stone Gaze will be popped. Ramzes is just going to sort of force the fight. The Static Storm will now be deployed as Pikachu. He's going to get stunned up, and he will be taken down. Pikachu will fall. Big Num dropping low as well. He and Ghostic now trapped up inside of the arena, and Team Unique are just going to get completely overrun here, losing 3 heroes already, but it looks like it might be 4 with the PL getting pushed back by the spear and taken down. Speaking of that south side, we do see Ramzes pushing his way onto the tier 2 tower down bot, looking to get this objective, but the Glyph is going to be forcing him back, and now they're actually going to TP themselves mid, looking to punish Pikachu and Slayer for this push onto the tier 1 tower. As the Static Storm will come through, the Spirit Stun will be there as well into the wall of the arena, and Pikachu will be taken down. That Kunkka, well, he's kind of tanky, but not tanky enough as Slayer, thought he had TP'd out, but the Glimpse is actually going to pull him right back into the fight, so he just has to try and do what damage he can, but it's not going to be enough. Okay, Slayer somehow still not dead. He is actually surviving for quite some time, but eventually FN will be able to finish him off there. So Palantimos will see this maneuver coming, and he is already clearing out of the area. So, not going to get caught out himself. His illusions were still there to sort of finish off that final creep wave, but he himself will not be caught. And now Palantimos actually has reinforcements coming, so he may actually try to act as the bait here, hoping to lead them into the fight as they do hit up solo with that root from the Rod of Atos. They're going to try to take the Shadow Demon out as quickly as they can, hoping to get that Disruption and the Purge sort of out of that fight, but they actually don't have the means to do it. The Stone Gaze prevents them from getting all the way in, and Slayer will actually be taken down, and at this point, this fight's looking a little bit rough. The Mars will come in on the back line, dropping down the arena onto 3. They're going to lose pretty much all 3 of those heroes. That really just leaves the Phantom Lancer to fight it out, and he really doesn't have the strength to do this. Ramzes did lose quite a bit of mana there, but he won't actually be finished off. Not able to commit fully for that tower, as he will back himself away. Meanwhile, what is going on here? Nograta gets hit up by Pikachu, but he's able to blink himself away before that Ghost Ship can connect. Now he will drop the arena into the fight. And Palantimos, what happened there? He gets hit up inside of the Static Storm, but the kinetic field actually doesn't form in time, so they're not actually able to keep him inside of that static, but they will glimpse him back into the fight. Stone Gaze will be deployed now as well, and that PL needs help. His teammates have to come in to try and help him out here, but they're not going to be able to keep him alive. But, well, the PL's still not dead yet. He's going to try and doppelganger himself into the river, but that will not be enough. Palantimos will fall. Big Num dead as well, and at this point, it's all just falling apart for Team G. Oh my god. For Team Unique, as the Kunkka will try to TP out. No. Well, how are they looking here? There's one on the Kunkka, one on the Lion. You can see defeat here in game number 2, and Dota team will be able to tie us up at 1-1. As they will lock the Luna down, meanwhile, Team Unique will go in for the Weaver. Although said Crystal Maiden is about to run into some trouble here, Team Unique push into the jungle with about 3 or 4 heroes, and they might just be able to find the kill. The Earth Spike will come through into the Blood Right. Illuminate coming out as well, and that is going to be enough. Slayer will get the kill. And meanwhile, what is going on up top here? Bit of a fight breaking out as the Blood Right will be deployed onto the CM, but that is a nice defensive disruption. Unfortunately, they needed to save it for Ramzes. As Ramzes is dropping low, will they take him down? Yes, they will. They do get that kill as Ghostic is able to find it with that last little bit of damage, but Ghostic is probably going to end up dying here himself as FN is pushing his way forward, jumping in with the Remnant, and they will be able to find that pickoff. So they do lose Ramzes, but they're able to find 3 kills for themselves, and they might not be done just yet. Palantimos, though, does want to get himself involved, pushing forward. Kingar, though, simply able to TP himself away, and there is still no lockdown from this Weaver. Palantimos backs off. Ghostic is able to fall back as well, and whatever Dota team we're trying to put together, it's really not going to be overly successful. They do run into Pikachu, however, or Pikachu runs into them, as the Crystal Maiden will be silenced up immediately and taken down. Pikachu showing off that Orchid, as they will get themselves a pick. And, well, it's just going to be the... Okay, just going to be the CM for now is what I was going to say, but now the Shadow Demon has gotten himself into some trouble. He'll buy time with that disruption, and now here comes Ramzes into the fight with the Eclipse. How much damage can he do as of right now? Really not enough. Pikachu did drop low, but he's going to be able to zip himself out of there, looking for the TP home, and at this point, this fight is not going fantastically, but they do get the roar down onto Palantimos. That is going to allow them to find that kill, Problem is, it cost him the life of Ramzes in exchange. But now FN is pushing his way forward, going for the Searing Chains onto 2. Ghostic going to try to TP out, but he will not make it. FN picks off both Big Num and Ghostic, and they'll turn that into a 3-for-2 trade overall. Ramzes, Luna is going to be doing a fair bit of damage herself, but you don't necessarily want to rely on Ramsey to be your only damage source. Nograta can do a little bit of damage with his own sort of right clicks, as well as those Necronomicon units, but you would like something that hits a little bit harder. FN can provide that with the Deso, but that requires him to actually stay alive first, and that is going to be a bit of a problem, as he will be taken down, but Pikachu will be sacrificed in exchange. As Ramzes comes in with that Eclipse, they will be able to turn that into a 1-for-1 on the mid laners. He could just TP himself back home, and he would still be there for that fight, and he would still have the Aegis in his hands, although that status will be changing in the next sort of minute or two, as that Roche... that Aegis should be timing out, but before he gets the chance to really put it to use, his teammate will get jumped in on. Big Num will be taken down. The Storm Spirit's dropping low as well. That is going to activate that Aegis, but now, while the Storm Spirit respawns, the Weaver gets himself into a little bit of trouble. He will be able to survive, though. Pops that time lapse in the last possible second, and will survive. Turns around for the kill onto Nograta. They're going to be able to take down King R as well, as the double kill will go Pikachu's way. Now he wants the triple. Jumping in onto the Shadow Demon. Can he bring him down? No. Ramzes coming in with the Eclipse into the Lucent Beam, but the Weaver is somehow not dead. So a little bit of hesitance on really both sides at this point. You see the side of Dota team trying to push in for some sort of fight, and I believe they found it. They're gonna get in onto Ghostic. Can they actually bring him down? Yeah, they can. Not nearly as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Meanwhile, the Roar will be dropped onto the Lion. Oh my god, that is just absolutely rude. The Eclipse will come out. Big Num will be taken down. Well, the Storm's at least able to zip himself away, so he's going to be just fine, but now Big Num will be buying back into the fight. Did have to use the Eclipse there, so that's on cooldown for about 2 minutes. And they try to check Roshan, but they're a little bit early. 15 seconds away from that Roche respawn, so instead, they make their way into the west side jungle. And here comes the Storm, zipping his way forward. Not actually going to make that jump entirely, though. He drops the Silence onto the CM, but won't be able to find the kill. Meanwhile, what the hell was that? Jumping in onto the Luna, but they... what? The Storm Spirit goes in. The rest of Team Unique really weren't ready to defend their teammates. Slayer and Big Num were technically close enough to help out, but they weren't really anticipating that the Storm was about to jump into what was effectively a 1v5. And at this point, I mean, Dota team might be going after the racks anyway. You see Ramzes, well, as I was saying that, they will be able to throw out the glyph. So that tower will be alive for now, but once the glyph wears off, Ramzes just does not care. He keeps on pushing forward. They will be able to get the tower. They want even more here, but the backdoor protection has actually kicked back in here, but the creep wave will be arriving, so that backdoor protection will be removed. The ranged racks will go down, and the Luna is still not done. Even if they do manage to finish off Ramzes, he has the Aegis, so he's just going to keep on pushing his way forward, getting the melee racks, and now going to drop the Eclipse on his teammate as FN will charge his way forward. Big Num will be taken down, but now FN might want to back off. He's going to pop the cheese, though. That will allow him to heal up. His teammate, though, not going to be quite as fortunate, as Nograta will be caught out and taken down. Meanwhile, the Luna dropping dangerously low here outside of the base, but looking to actually put that Aegis to use. So he wants the fight, turning around for the Lucent Beam. They get the Frostbite down here as well, and Ghostic will be finished off. The Aegis is going to be activated on the Luna. Can they get the melee racks as well? Not quite yet. About 200 HP remaining, so they would have to make another push for it, but at this point, well, everybody other than the Storm Spirit has respawned, so this is going to get a little bit complicated, but they're going to try it anyway, as the Lion will push his way forward. Went for the Hex. It was a nice play onto FN, but it is going to cost Big Num his own life, but that's a pretty solid trade-off, actually. They're going to be perfectly okay with that. Big Num for FN. However, that move into the base was what allowed the side of Dota team to finish off that second lane of racks. Going to be the only one actually attacking the creeps here, basically trying to act as the bait, hoping that Team Unique will sort of jump in onto him and then not realize that there's, you know, pretty much the entire rest of the team nearby, as the Storm does zip forward, but he zips forward just in time to actually spot that smoke gang, so he will be backing himself off before he can get caught. His teammates, though, are looking to wrap around. They've gotten in onto the Beastmaster, hit him up with the Hex into the Finger of Death, into the Will-O-Wisp there as well, as Nograta will be taken down, but Palatimos actually dies as well. So the Weaver is dead. He does not have his buyback available. He's gone for 90 seconds with the Mjolnir pickup, but we'll have to see. Meanwhile, the Storm Spirit zipping his way out there, looking to dish out as much damage as he possibly can, cutting through the creep waves as well, but Ramzes, well, he's not going to be giving up on this one. He continues to push his way forward. They'll take out some of these wards too, just to take as much control of the area as they possibly can. Ramzes will now push his way forward. The backdoor protection, though, is still active, so Ramzes isn't going to be able to get the tower, but they will go in onto Palantimos. Can they bring him down? No. The Roar will be applied, but they don't actually have the vision. And now FN is in trouble, but the Luna will be throwing out the Eclipse. Big Num taken down, but the Pikachu Storm Spirit will be zipping his way out of there. Taking down Solo, they'll get King R as well, and now Nongrata will be falling too. So that is most of that lineup for Dota team being taken down, but they are going to try and keep this bottom lane pushing as best as they can. But, well, Ramsey's not able to get it done just yet. He will push back in though, but this time the Glyph. Oh, the Glyph will be deployed. Team Unique just refusing to let this tower go down, but it looks like eventually it will fall. The Glyph does wear off. Ramses pushes in again. Will be able to bring that down. Now he wants to go in after the Rax itself, but the backdoor protection is back in. As the Luna did get hexed up there, but the Lotus Orb will be able to reflect it. So Big Num, oh god, Big Num is going to get taken down on the back line, minding his own business. He will be finished off. No buyback available. And now the Roar will be deployed onto the Storm Spirit. They take him down as well. Pikachu immediately buying back, though, looking to zip back in, going in after Ramses. The Will-O-Wisp, meanwhile, serving as a rather sizable distraction, really disrupting that teamfight rhythm from the side of Dota team, but it's not going to be enough. They continue to push their way in. Pikachu will be taken down. Ramses still holding his ground. He will eventually be finished off, but the Aegis will get him right back in, and at this point he does have that refresher shard, so he is going to be able to potentially refresh the Eclipse. He will immediately do so, and now I don't know if Team Unique can hold the line here. They don't have the Storm Spirit. He dies. Well, dies twice in that fight, but Palantimos is going to give it a shot. Pushing his way in. The Eclipse, though, will be deployed. Ghost Stick dropped low, and Ghost Stick will be taken down. FN, another core down for the side of Team Unique for over a minute. About 2 minutes on the sidelines now for that Bloodseeker, so Palantimos is left to try and do this all by himself. Taking a hell of a lot of damage there initially. Able to pop that time-lapse, though, but now doesn't have it available for another 30 seconds, but they will be able to find that kill. Jumping in onto FN, they get the Finger of Death down. Palantimos will be the one to find the kill. Now they turn their attention over onto the Luna. Ramses dropping low, but not quite low enough, as Palantimos will be stunned up and taken down. He is now gone with no buybacks, and all of a sudden, it's down to the supports to hold the line, and they simply cannot do it. As Slayer will be finished off. Meanwhile, Big Num actually TP'd all the way up to the outpost, so he is not going to be involved there, as the GG will be called, and the game will come to a close. It is Dota team who get the win in this third and final match, and they will take the win in the series